Hello learners, I am Dr. Ravind Kumar Yadav from Government PG College Badalpur, Noida. Learners, in the previous chapter, we learned about sole proprietorship, partnership and Hindu undivided family as different forms of business organization. But there are other organizations which undertake business activities with prime services, although some amount of profit is essential to survive in the market. Their main intention is not to generate profit and grow. We all have heard about Tata Steel, Reliance Industries, Coal India, Reliance Power, DLF, Ranbaxy, etc. But some questions have come in our mind: who owns them? What they do? What are the size of the company? What is the volume of the financial transactions of these companies? Let us know more about them. So, learners, today we start from cooperative society. The cooperative movement has been outcome of the economic and social imbalance caused by the industrial revolution. Cooperative societies have acquired significance in both capitalist countries as the US and Japan as well as the socialist countries. The term cooperation is derived from the Latin word cooperi, where the word co means with and operi means to work. Thus, cooperation means working together. It means those who want to work together. Some common economic activities can form a society which is termed as cooperative society. It is a voluntary association of persons who works together to promote their economic interest. It works on the principle of self-help as well as mutual help. Nobody joins a cooperative society to earn profit. People come forward as a group, pool their individual resources, utilize them in the best possible manner and derive some common benefit out of it. Cooperation is a form of organization human beings on a basis of quality for the promotion of economic interests of themselves. For example, if the students of a particular locality joins hands to provide books of different standard and thus form a cooperative society. Now, they can buy books directly from the publisher and sell them to students at a cheaper price, because they buy directly from the publisher and thereby the middleman's profit is eliminated. This could be possible through mutual cooperation only. Now, I will tell about some characteristics of cooperative societies. A cooperative society is a special type of business organization different from other forms of business organization you have learnt earlier. Let us start its characteristics. First characteristic is voluntary association. A cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons. A member can join the society as and when he likes, continue for as long as he likes, he leave the society at will. Second, open membership. The membership of the cooperative society is open to all those who have a common interest. Membership is not restricted on the basis of caste, sex, color or religion, but may be limited to the employees of a particular organization. Third one is separate legal entity. A cooperative undertaking must seek registration under the Cooperative Society Act 1912 or under the relevant Cooperative Society Act of the state government. A cooperative society has a separate legal existence distinct from its members. Fourth is source of finance. The capital of a cooperative society is raised from among its members in the form of share capital. However, it is easily raised loan and secure grants from government after its registration. Fifth one is service motive. The primary aim of the cooperative society is service to its members. Through it may also the process happen to earn reasonable profits for itself. Sixth one is voting power. Each member has only one vote irrespective of number of shares held by him or her. Now, we will move on types of cooperative societies. Cooperative societies may be classified on the basis of nature of services rendered by them. The following are the main types of cooperative societies. The first cooperative society is consumers cooperative societies. These societies are formed to protect the interest of general consumers by making consumer goods available at a reasonable price. They purchase goods directly from the producers. This eliminates the middlemen in the process of distribution. Kendriya Bhandar, Apna Bazar and Super Bazar are the examples of consumers cooperative societies. The second one is producers cooperative societies. These societies are formed to protect the interests of producers who are basically small in size by making available items of their needs for production like raw materials, tools and equipments and machinery etc. Handloom societies like Apoco, Bianchi, Haryana Handlooms etc. are the examples of producers cooperative societies. Third society is marketing cooperative societies. These are the cooperative societies of small producers and manufacturers who find it difficult to sell their products individually. These societies collect the products from the individual members and take the responsibility of selling those products in the market. Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation that sells Amul milk product is an example of marketing cooperative society. Thrift and credit cooperative societies. These societies are formed to provide financial support to the members. They accept deposits from members and grant them loan at reasonable rates of interest in times of need. Village Services Cooperative Society and Urban Cooperative Societies banks are examples of cooperative credit society. The fifth one is cooperative group housing societies. These are residential societies which are formed to provide residential houses to members. They purchase land and construct houses or flats and allot the same to the members. Now, the time is for some advantages of cooperative society. A cooperative society form of business organization has the following advantages. Number first is voluntary organization. It is a voluntary organization that can flourish under both the capitalist and socialist economic system. Second, democratic control. A cooperative society is controlled in a democratic manner. The management is democratic based on the one man, one vote concept. Third is open membership. Those persons who have common interest can form a cooperative society. Any competent person can become a member at time he likes and can leave the society at will. Fourth one is elimination of middleman's profit. Generally, the profit of middleman is eliminated because through cooperatives, the member control their own supply of goods, which were purchased by them directly from different manufacturers. Fifth one is limited liability. The liability of a members in case of cooperative society is limited to the extent of capital contributed by them. Unlike sole proprietorship and partnership, the properties of the members of the cooperative societies are free from the kind of risk because of business liability. Sixth is stable life. A cooperative society has a fairly stable life and it continues to exist for a long period of time. Its existence is not affected by the death, insolvency, lunacy or resignation of any its members. Besides the above advantage, the cooperative society form of business organization also suffers from various limitations. Let us know these limitations. First limitation is lack of motive. The members do not work with full zeal and devotion as there is no profit motive. Second one is limited capital. The amount of capital that a cooperative society can raise from its members is very limited because the membership is generally confined to a particular section of the society. The third one is problems in management. The management of a cooperative may not be particularly competent because a cooperative generally offers only low scales of remuneration to the staff employed. Fourth one is lack of commitment. The success of a cooperative depends on a loyalty of its members, something that is neither assured or nor can be enforced. Fifth one is lack of cooperations. The cooperative societies are established with the objective of mutual cooperation, but it is generally seen that there is a lot of friction between the members because of personal differences, ego clashes, etc. The selfish attitude of member may sometimes being an end of the society. Now, our next form of organization is joint stock company. The companies in India are governed by the Indian Companies Act 1956. According to Act, a company means a company formed and registered under this Act. It is an artificial person created by law, having a separate legal entity with perpetual succession and a common seal. The capital of a company is divided into number of shares of equal value. Members of the company holding one or more shares are called the company's shareholders. Now, I take up some characteristics of a joint stock company. Number first is artificial legal person. A company is artificial person created by law and existing only in contemplation of law. A human being who takes birth, grows, enters into relationship and dies, whereas a joint stock company also takes birth, grows, enters into relationship and dies. However, it is called an artificial person as its birth, existence and death are regulated by law. Second one is separate legal entity. A company has a separate legal entity distinct from its members. It can own property and enter into contracts in its own name. It can sue and be sued in its own name. Third is perpetual succession. A company enjoys a perpetual succession and its life is not affected by the death, insolvency, lunacy, etc. of its members or directors. Fourth one is limited liability. Limited liability of the members of a limited company is limited to the value of shares subscribed by them or the amount of guarantee given by them. Fifth one is common seal. A company has a common seal because being an artificial person, it cannot sign for itself. Sixth one is transferability of shares. The shares of a public company are freely transferable. They can be purchased and sold through the stock exchange. Seventh one is separation of ownership and management. The number of members of a public company is generally very large, so all of them or most of them cannot take part in the day-to-day management of the company. The company is managed by board of directors who are elected by the members, hence the ownership of company is separated from its management. Dear learners, after characteristic I am going to tell about different types of companies. On the basis of ownership, companies can be of 4 different types: private limited company, public limited company, government company and multinational company. First, I will take up private company. According to Indian Companies Act 1956, private company means a company which has a minimum paid up capital of 1 lakh rupees or such higher paid up capital as may be prescribed and by its articles. It has following features. Number A, restricts the right of its members to transfer their shares. B, limits the number of its members to 50 only. C, prohibits the invitation to the public to subscribe for any shares or debentures of the company. And fourth one is prohibits any invitation or acceptance of deposits from persons other than its members, directors or their relatives. Public limited company, according to Indian Companies Act 1956, defined as a company which is not a private company is known as public company. It has the following features. First, its shares can be transferred freely. This is very important feature. Second one is has a minimum paid up capital of 5 lakh rupees or such higher paid up capital as may be prescribed. Third one is whose members have limited liability. Fourth one is the number of shareholders can be up to the number of issued of and subscribed shares or even more, but the minimum should not be less than 7. Now, I am going to differentiate private limited company with public limited companies. First difference, in the case of private limited company, minimum number of persons required to form a company is 2, while it is 7 in case of public company. Second difference is a private company has to have minimum paid up capital of rupees 1 lakh, whereas a public limited company has to have a minimum paid up capital of 5 lakhs. Third, in case of private company, the maximum number of members must not exceed 50, whereas there is no such restriction on the maximum number of members in case of public company. Fourth difference is, in private company, the right of transfer shares is restricted, whereas in case of public company, the shares are freely transferable. Fifth one, a private company cannot issue a prospectus, while a public company may invite the general public to subscribe for its shares or debentures. Next, private company must have at least 2 directors, whereas a public company must have at least 3 directors. Seventh difference, a private company can commence business immediately after receiving the certificate of incorporation, while a public company can commence business only when it receives a certificate to commence business from the registrar of companies. Next difference is, a private company need not hold a statutory meeting, but a public company must hold a statutory meeting and file a statutory report with the registrar. Ninth difference, 2 members personally present from the quorum in the private company, but in a public company this number is 5 members. Dear learners, now I am going to tell some advantages of joint stock company. There are many advantages which the company form business organization enjoys over other form of business organization. Some of them are as follows. First is limited liability. Shareholders of a company are liable only to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. Second, large financial resources. Company form of ownership enables the collection of huge financial resources. The capital of company is divided into shares of small denominations, so that people with small mean can also buy the shares of the company. Third one is continuity. A company enjoys uninterrupted business life. As a body corporate, it will continue to exist even if all its members die or desert it. Fourth, transferability of shares. The shares of a public limited company can be freely transferred by the members without the consent of other members. Fifth, diffuse risk. The risk of loss in a company is spread over a large number of members. Sixth is social benefits. The company organization help to mobilize saving of the community and invest them in industry. Dear learners, there are some limitations also of joint stock company. First limitation is difficulty of formation. It is very difficult and expensive to form a company. A number of documents have been prepared and filed with the registrar of companies. Second limitation is excessive government control. A company is subject to elaborate statutory regulations in its day-to-day operations. Periodical reports, audit and publications of accounts is obligatory. Third one is, the management of a company is supposed to be democratic, but in the practice company becomes an oligarchy ruled by a few. Fourth one is delay in decision. Too many levels of management create problems in taking decisions. A lot of time is wasted in calling and holding meetings and in passing resolutions. Fifth one is lack of secrecy. Under the Companies Act 1956, a company is required to disclose to the public a variety of information on its working. This results in lack of secrecy. Suitability of joint stock company. The company form of organization is suitable for large business concerns. It has made it possible to accumulate large amounts of capital, required large scale operations. Machine manufacturing, information technology, iron and steel, aluminum fertilizers and pharmaceuticals etc. are generally organized in the form of joint stock company. The next type of company is government company. A government company has been defined by the Indian Companies Act 1956 as one of which not less than 51% of paid up share capital is held by government, union or state and includes subsidiaries of such companies. The audit of government companies is done at the instance of Comptroller and Audit General of India (CAGI) and the reports presented before the Parliament. Instance of prominent government companies in India would include Coal India, SAIL, NTPC, MTNL, ONGC, etc. Some characteristics of a government company are: number first, it has a separate legal existence. Second one is either the whole or at least 51% of the total paid up share capital is held by the government. Third, all the directors or a majority of them are appointed by a company. Fourth, its employees are not civil servants. Learners, our last type of company is multinational companies. It is a company which carries on business not only in the country of its incorporation, but also in one or more other countries. Such a company may produce goods or arrange services in one or more countries and sell these in the same or other countries. You might have heard about many multinational companies running business in India. The multinational companies enjoy several advantages by way of huge earnings due to large scale production and distribution activities across national borders. Advantages of multinational companies. First one is investment of foreign capital. Direct investment of foreign capital by multinational companies helps underdeveloped countries to speed up their economic development. Second, generation of employment. Expansion of industrial and training activities by multinational companies leads to creation of employment opportunities and raising the standard of living in host countries. Third one is use of advanced technology. With substantial resources, multinational companies undertake research and development activities which contribute to improved methods and processes of production and thus increase the quality of products. Gradually, other countries also acquire these technologies. Fourth is growth of ancillary units. Suppliers of materials and services are ancillary industries often grow in host countries as a result of operation of multinational companies. Fifth one is increase in exports and inflow of foreign exchange. Goods produced in the host countries are sometimes exported by multinational companies. Foreign exchange thus earned contributes to the foreign exchange reserves of the host country. Sixth one is healthy competition. Efficient production of the quality goods by multinational companies prompt the domestic producers to improve their performance in order to survive in the market. The advantages discussed above are no doubt beneficial to host countries, but there are several limitations of multinational companies which we should take note of. First, least concern of priorities of host countries. Multinational companies generally invest capital in the most profitable industries and do not take into account the priorities of developing basic industries and services in backward regions of the host country. Second is adverse effect of domestic enterprises. Due to large scale operation and technical skills, multinational companies are often able to dominate the markets in host countries and tend to acquire monopoly power. Thus, many local enterprises are compelled to close down change in tradition. Consumer goods which are introduced by multinational companies in the host countries do not generally conform to the local cultural norms. Thus, consumption habits of the people as regards food and dress tend to change away from their own cultural heritage. So, dear learners, now you got a better idea about all forms of business organizations, their characteristics, advantages and limitations. Have a good day. Bye.